Perfect. So in this webinar, we are going to talk about how does peer recognition and the associated rewards um, help motivate, incentivize delivery teams. Delivery team comprising of services, software engineering, product development, like team members, technical as well as non-technical, coming together to work on a business outcome. Quick intro of who is Onward. Onward is focused on building easy to use applications on the Atlassian platform that reimagine worker engagement. How do we do that? We intend to have a portfolio of applications that are focused on solving very specific use cases. We foresee these applications to be very lightweight, easy to install, configure, and primarily all the end-to-end transaction completed through the Atlassian marketplace. First is OnRewards. This is a peer recognition and a rewards management application tailored for service delivery teams. Uh, the primary users are all Atlassian. In this case, very specifically Jira users, Jira service management users, Jira work management users. Um, these users, work on several projects. It could be IT service management, HR service management, marketing, software engineering, product development. We are looking to have how these team members who are remote, distributed, global, can have the team bonding that is missing because of remote, to help them in that motivation, appreciation, etc. In the subsequent slides, we will deep dive into OnRewards with a demo of it. The applications that we are currently working on is OnRamp and OnConnect. OnRamp is focused on employee onboarding and offboarding with native integrations to HR systems. Today, we see that HR employee onboarding and offboarding is largely manual with emails and phone calls and largely a checklist type of an activity. We are trying to reimagine that how, with the use of AI and the conversational aspects associated with it, how we can automate onboarding and offboarding. OnConnect is specifically focused on having a native plugin to Workday, Bamboo HR, and respective HR systems. This way, any Atlassian task or an issue or a ticket, if it needs integration to Workday or HR systems, can natively make those API calls. Both of these apps are in development, and we hope to have the beta release done end of this month will be for OnConnect, and later Q3 for OnRamp. On skills, we have the roadmap ready to go, and this is something where we intend to have a comprehensive skills and talent management solution, all native on Atlassian. So now, setting the stage, we are in a place where workplace is almost fully digital, right? The remote working from home and distributed global is the current norm, the new normal. And the collaboration between the various functions, admin, HR, IT, sales, delivery, engineering, largely is focused on a incident or a ticket management system, meaning this is the work that I want to get it done. this is the deliverable I'm expecting, and the collaboration is largely, between internal as well as external team members. In this scenario, right, if we look at the some of the recent research done, one is from Atlassian that conducted their own research. Nothing surprising here, right? Like 3/4 majority of work at least once a day from home, and they all have invested in collaboration tools. Google Meets, Zoom, and the Microsoft Teams of it, right? But very few, or a small portion of it, have actually invested in rewards and recognition management system. And this is the area we want to address it, right? Like people automatically assume a collaboration tool solves this particular use case. What we saw from our own experiences, employee engagement is hard, and remote working just makes it even more harder. It's very difficult to find that disengagement, the employees losing out on the overall visibility of the organization, the inconsistent employee experience across the board, and just communication mismatch. With this, we said, how can we have a simple application that we can have organizations of various sizes get started on it easily and quickly. And that's the launch of OnRewards. Our vision is this application helps promote accomplishments and build the team camaraderie, and over in the process, the positive behaviors reinforcement of that, and overall that culture that the team aligns on is aligned to the company's overall value and the mission. With that, I want to hand over to Girish to go through OnRewards as an application and touch upon what are all the personas and the users that will benefit from using OnRewards. Over to you, Girish.
Great. Thank you, Prabhu. Let me share my screen. And what I'll do is I'll first jump into the demo of our app, and then come back and talk through some of the use cases that we support. As Prabhu mentioned, our application sits on top of Jira and Jira Service Management, meant for developers, service delivery leaders, Scrum Masters, project managers, and so on. The intention is helping with peer-to-peer rewards management, that in the moment giving of reward, where if somebody has completed a task, went above and beyond on a particular issue, then somebody who's already observing that issue can immediately recognize that team member. So here I'm showing a typical development board in Jira, and there are several tasks open. If I go into any of the tasks, let's say this task is assigned to Elena, and as an observer of this task, I know that she has done a great job implementing this functionality. I can go to the issue action here, and then go to OnRewards and give her a few points appreciating the work that she has done. Fairly simple form that allows anybody to come in. I know that I have 73 points available that I can give, so I want to give her 25 points. OnRewards also provides helpful suggestions, optional for users if they want to use it. I'll say something like this, and then when I confirm, these points are assigned to Elena. So now if I go to the task, I will see that the comment has been added automatically on this particular issue itself. Other users can come in. Obviously, they can interact with it. They can react to it, or they can also go to the application page, which is accessible through this apps menu. And when they click on rewards, you will see this. Few seconds ago, the uh, 25 points that I gave to Elena appears here as well. Very simple, basic workflow. This is how we envision that employees who observe others doing a great job, being able to give each other's points. One of the things that we observed is giving points to somebody like Elena. Obviously that carries a lot of weight, but the banter that other employees may be involved with. So, for example, when this award is given, somebody else might be able to come in and then say, "Agree, Elena did a great job," and then maybe share other specific nuances that they are aware. Once they start posting these comments, that enriches the experience both for the project team, but also more specifically Elena as well. So that functionality is available, and then if users want to give additional points, they can do that as well by clicking on the add-on menu here. So that's the how we give points. Let me go to the shop menu. This is how points can now be redeemed. So now as a user, I know that I have 48 points that I can give and 60 points that I can spend. So the spend points, these are the points that I received from others, and I'll be able to select any of the gift cards. We support a bunch of countries that have their own individual gift cards available. For example, UK has a very specific localized awards available. But I can come in here and select any of the gift cards to redeem. In addition to the gift cards, we also provide what we call custom rewards. So these are, you can think of them as non-monetary, but potentially high value, something very specific and customized for your organization. So for example, if you want to promote something like a lunch with CEO, or maybe you want to give an extra day off, those type of things can be set up here. It doesn't cost the company additional dollars, but obviously potentially high value for the employees who want to redeem them. Here I'll just let's say I just use DoorDash, one of my favorite apps. I'll just redeem 5 points. When I come here, I can click on redeem, and let's see, I need to increase it because 5 is too less. $5, 50 points is $5. So I'll say 50 points. And when I click on redeem, I will get an email with instructions on the code, the DoorDash code that I can then use in my app. These are the basic features. One of the additional features that we have, if I come back to the issue view, is typically if you look at Scrum Masters and project managers who are administering Jira or working on projects, they have they may come up with new processes, new project management methodologies, etc. And as developers, that change management, promoting the behavior, the new behavior, it sometimes gets difficult. And Scrum Masters have several tricks up their sleeve, and they will continue to promote the new changes and explaining why those are important, etc. But using the OnRewards app, they will have one more tool available, more like a positive reinforcement, where let's say, for example, the Scrum Master, they want to track labels and the story points for each of the tasks. And they've mentioned in the meetings that, hey, developers, we need to ensure that these fields are always populated. But um, you know, sometimes developers do it, other times not. So one of the features we have is a story points feature, spotlight feature, I'm sorry, that will allow a Scrum Master to set up uh, a reward that is recurring. It will run automatically on a schedule. And the Scrum Master can configure exactly the fields that they want developers to complete. So for example, they can set up a reward called most complete. Um, and then they can set up the schedule. They can specify the number of points, um, and here in the list of awards types, they select most complete, in the sense which of the fields should be set, should have values set in order to be considered complete. And then here they can select story point labels. They can select a bunch of other fields um, as they see fit, which ones do they see as critical fields that employees need to complete. Once they do it, they can save it. And now this reward is executed on a weekly basis in this case. And whoever is set up, whoever has created a bunch of tasks with these fields set up will be given the award automatically. Um, this is just one example. We have a few others out of the box reward types. For example, I'll come back to JQL, but most descriptive. What I mean by this is, several times in our conversations, we have heard Scrum Masters say, hey, when Jira issues are created, it is literally one word. So this is one way in which you can say that, be a little bit more descriptive, so that in future, when the issue is closed, somebody else visiting that task will get a good understanding of what that issue was. Frequent comments, another pet peeve, if you will, of Scrum Masters, where promoting collaboration within the teams. And stand-ups are a great way to get an update, but if the comments are posted on the individual tasks, that gives Scrum Masters, project managers, and other peer members a good way of um, determining what the status is, and if there are any issues, being able to discuss offline. We have most work logged, most complete we talked about. Fastest resolver is one where, especially for service delivery teams, for example, where you have support teams, HR support teams, IT support teams, when tickets are raised, being able to promote a way in which person who has closed the most number or resolved the fastest can get points. So these are some of the rewards. And JQL is the Jira query language we have support for. Users can set up. This is much more flexible. Any Jira query that is supported, users can come in here and type any JQL, and the results will be processed. And either the top performer, top 3 performers, or even something called a micro award, where everybody returned in the query result will be given a point. This will allow not just to recognize the leaders, but also, again, when we talk about change management, being able to give a micro award to everybody who has, let's say, as an example, timesheets. Everybody who has submitted timesheets on time, let's say on a Friday, they can be given a micro award. So you can see this example here, where the JQL can be set up and micro award is selected, so that this kind of change management and behavior can be reinforced. So that's a quick overview of our app. If I go back to the use cases quickly, to recap, right? It's meant for development delivery teams. Few of the use cases, a Scrum Master, if they want to promote collaboration, through, for example, the comments field, they can do that. Um, Project manager wants their team to complete the story points. So I briefly showed the story points field, how that can be used effectively so that project manager gets a overview of how many story points were completed in a week. Service leaders, HR service leaders, HR delivery leaders, um, basically help desk leaders who manage HR tickets, IT tickets. They can look at incentivizing quick responses, right? Being able to even acknowledge that new issues are raised, and that letting the um, letting the person who opened the ticket know that I'm working on it. That goes a long way. So incentivizing those through those spotlight awards that I showed uh, is a feature that we support. And in terms of features, peer-to-peer recognition is the core feature set here, allowing employees to give each other's rewards through those points. Um, of course, as an organization, there are controls on how much they want to spend every month, how many points to be given, how much to budget in order to redeem rewards. That is all in the organization's control. But as an employee, I have the freedom to give each other employees points. Redemption through the shop feature, where you can redeem for a gift card or even donate to charity. Share stories and key moments. This is a feature that is available in the application, where it allows anybody to share a fun story, maybe an anecdote from a project, maybe a memory from the company's history, and share it in a fun way as a trivia, so that users who respond and answer the question correctly get some points. But again, the core here is not so much the points, but being able to share those anecdotes and stories in a fun way. We had to use generative AI. Of course, in our case, we use it, that suggestion text that you saw, that is coming from a generative AI model that we have integrated, and we plan to incorporate more features going forward as well. Prabhu, back to you to close
Sure.
it out.
Thanks, Girish. To just close out, right, for folks interested to experience on rewards without installing, just to get a quick, sneak peek into it. Under our main website, under resources, there is an interactive demo. When we share this link when we send it out, we will share the link as well. So that has an interactive demo experience where you can go through step by step on the product features that Girish walked through. In the Atlassian marketplace, we have the application that users can try it out free with no cost to it for a evaluation period. Very easy to spin up a test instance in the Atlassian and testing it out. Very similar to other cloud providers. I would strongly encourage folks to give that a try. And contact details wise, if you guys have any questions, product related features, reach us out at Girish at onwardb.com or to me at Prabhu at onwardb.com. That wraps up the presentation. Hope you guys find it useful. Let me stop the recording, and we'll take up any questions.